Hello viewers, I'm Kausalya. Today we are going to solve problems 13 and 14 under exercise 9.1. The problem is, as observed from the top of a 75-meter high lighthouse from the sea level, the angles of depression of two ships are 30 degrees and 45 degrees. If one ship is exactly behind the other on the same side of the lighthouse, find the distance between the two ships. So here the thing is, we are having angle of depression. Okay, kindly make a note of it. And the values are 30 degrees and 45 degrees. So here you see there is a lighthouse and the length of the lighthouse is 75 meters. Okay, so let me draw here in this small space. So this is your lighthouse, right? From this lighthouse I am observing two ships. Okay, there are two ships. Let one ship be here and one ship be here, right? And the angle of depression are respectively 30 degrees and 45 degrees. So here and here, right, you just join. Here it will be 30 degree and here it will be 45 degrees because it is nearer to this lighthouse. If one ship is exactly behind the other on the same side, okay, this is the thing to be noted, because one ship, there are two ships, okay, this is your ship 1 and ship 2, they are one after the other, right, on the same side. So find the distance between the two ships. So this is one ship and this is one ship. So here we have to find the distance between the two ships, right? So you see the same diagram here I have drawn clearly, right? This is your lighthouse and this is the location of one ship and this is the location of other ship. They are one behind the other. And the respective angle of depression or from this point, here it is 30 and here it is 45 degree. So here the thing is, and this is your horizontal line, right? Angle of depression, you are bending down your head to look an object, right? So in this case, you see, initially we already know, right? Whenever we are moving towards an object, that is moving nearer to an object, the angle of elevation will increase, right? So here initially we are looking at the ship at point D. So here it is 30 degrees and at point C it is 45 degrees, right? So this is what it is drawn here. So from this horizontal, this is your 30 degree and this is your 45 degrees, right? This is the way you bend. Okay, first you are 30 degree and next you are 45 degree. You are bending 30 degree to view the ship at point D and 45 degrees to view the ship at point C. Right. So again, by the rule of alternate angles, you see, just look at this part, right? So this 30 degree is equal to this 30 degree. And again, when you look at this, that is just like that, right? So here it is 45. So here it is 45 degrees, right? So now when you're solving, we have to find the distance between these 2 points, that is CD. So first I am considering the triangle A, B and C, right? So here we are again making use of tan 45 degrees, right? So tan 45 degree is equal to opposite by adjacent, which is AB by BC. So AB is 75 and BC is, we don't know what it is. So we are writing it is AB by BC and the value of AB is 75, right? So 1 into BC is BC, therefore BC is 75 meters, right? Now consider the bigger triangle, right? So consider the triangle ABD, right? So from this triangle, again we are going to consider tan because that is the ratio that relates your opposite by adjacent side. Anyway, we need to find some values in the adjacent side, right? So tan 30 is AB by BD. So just write it, okay? It is AB by BD. So AB, write it as 75 and tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So this BD can be written as, you see, this BD can be written as BC plus CD, right? And here initially we had find out the value of BC. So we can substitute it, right? So just substitute the value of BC as 75 here. Again we have to cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, root 3 into 75 is equal to, that is 1 into 75 plus CD is 75 plus CD, right? Now we are going to find the value of CD because this is the thing we need to find, right? So I am moving this 75 to the left hand side. So plus 75 becomes minus. So that is root 3 75 is written as 75 root 3, right? So 75 root 3 minus 75. So since 75 is common in both the terms, here I am taking this 75 outside. So here it is root 3 minus 1. Right? So the distance between the two ships is equal to 75 into root 3 minus 1 meter. Right? So according to this problem, so it is purely angle of depression, right? So here we have to keenly mark the angles. So in this case, always aware that the angle of elevation at the distance will be a smaller value. When it comes closer, it will be a bit higher, right? This is a key thing which you have to keep in your mind. We will proceed with the next problem. Problem number 14. A 1.2 meter tall girl spots a balloon moving with the wind in a horizontal line at a height of 88.2 meter from the ground. The angle of elevation of the balloon from the eyes of the girl at any instant is 60 degree. After some time, the angle of elevation reduces to 30 degrees. Find the distance traveled by the balloon during the interval. Right. Okay, a girl is watching a balloon. Right. So, girl is standing on the ground and balloon is flying at a particular height from the ground. So, what is that height? It is 88.2 meters. Right. So, here the girl has two angle of elevations, right? One is at 60 degree. Initially, it is at 60 degree. Then it gradually reduces to 30 degree. So, find the distance traveled by the balloon, right? So, just look at this diagram, right? This is the ground and this is the girl who is standing and watching the balloon. And balloon is initially at some place and after some time it is in the next place, right? So what are all the angle of elevations? They are 60 degree and 30 degrees, right? So as we already know, when the angle of elevation will be higher, when we are closer to the object. So here this balloon, okay, this balloon is closer to the girl standing over here, and respect to angle of elevation here it is 60 degrees, right? And after some time the balloon moves away, right? And now the angle of elevation here it is 30 degrees, right? And what is the height? The balloon is flying over the ground. The height is 88.2 meters, right? Both the girl and the height is measured from the ground, right? The girl is standing on the ground whose height is 1.2, and here the height of the balloon from the ground is 88.2, right? Here we have to find the distance traveled by the balloon. So what is the distance traveled by the balloon? That is, you have to find the distance between these 2 points, right? That is the thing which is asked in the question. Am I making sense here? Am I making the problem clear? Right. Once you draw the diagram perfectly, then it will be very easy. Right. So now we are going to redrawing the same diagram. Right. So here in the place of balloon, we are just mentioning it as a point. Right. So here there is a girl and whose height is 1.2. So here I had mentioned it as 1.2. And here it is 88.2. Now what is the height of ED here? Just you have to subtract 1.2 from 88.2. So when you subtract, what happens? You see 88.2 minus 1.2, that is minus 1.2, 2 minus 2 0, 8 minus 1 is 7, and here it is 87. So here it is 87 meters, right? So the value of DE is 87, right? So first we are considering the triangle ABC, right? So in this triangle, you see this is your triangle. And here, since we are going to find some values on adjacent side, we are taking the value as tan, right? That is the reason why we are always going with tan. So tan 60 degree is nothing but opposite side is BC and adjacent side is AC. If you have any doubt or confusion in that, you can just draw it separately. It will be very easy, right? So this is your triangle and here this is the angle is 60 degree. So here in this case, this is BC, right? So this BC is equal to DE. Do you accept or not? Because they are of the same height, right? So DE is 87, therefore BC is also 87. So in this case, just substitute the value. Okay, BC is 87 and tan 60 is root 3. Therefore, the value of AC is 87 by root 3 meters, right? Because since everything is given in meter, you have to represent it in meter, right? So next, consider the bigger triangle, right? So here the triangle is AD and E. We know the value of DE. And here the angle is 30 degrees. So again use tan formula. So tan 30 is equal to this ED by AE. So tan 30 is 1 by root 3 and the value of AD is 87. We had already calculated. And this AE can be written as, you see, this is your AE. So AE can be written as AC plus CE, right? So this AE can be written as AC plus CE. So what is the value of AC? We have just now calculated. It is 87 by root 3 plus the value of CE. We are taking it as X here, right? So just do a cross multiplication. So when you cross multiply, what happens? This term when get multiplied by 1, it remains the same. So 87 by root 3 plus x is equal to 87 into root 3, right? So what is the value of x? We are going to shift this number to the right hand side. So this plus 87 by root 3 will become minus 87 by root 3, right? So since 87 is common in both these factors, that is both these terms, I am taking 87 outside. So here the value is root 3 minus 1 by root 3. So again take LCM. So to take LCM, here it is 1, right? You have to multiply both the numerator and denominator by root 3 since we are having root 3 here. So root 3 into root 3 minus 1 by root 3. So root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. So 3 minus 1 will become 2 by root 3, right? So 87 into 2 by root 3. So in order to remove the root 3 at the base, I am multiplying both the numerator and denominator by root 3. So what happens? 87 into 2 root 3 divided by root 3 into root 3 becomes 3, right? And when you cancel 87 and 3, it becomes 29, right? So 87 by 3 here. So 3 2s are 6, right? Remaining is 27. So 9 3s are 27. So finally 29 into 2 gives 58. So this root 3 as such, right? So finally the value of x is, it is 58 root 3. So again when you look back at the problem, we need to find this part, right? This CE. So this length is taken as x here. So finally the value of x is calculated as 58 root 3, right? So the distance traveled by the balloon during the interval is CE, which is nothing but 58 root 3 meters, right? So here comes the end of this video. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you.